So after the monumental success of WrestlePalooza, WWE is coming back with their next premium live event, Crown Jewel. But this time they are not going to Saudi. This time they are going to Australia. So today we are going to discuss all the matches that have been declared, all the potential matches and the winners. So first of all, the matches that have already been announced are Tiffany versus Stephanie, champion versus champion match. Then you have John Cena versus AJ Styles. Then you have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors, the tag match. And then you have the World Heavyweight Champion and the WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. These 4 matches have been confirmed as of now, but I think there will be more matches which is going to be added later, maybe next Raw or SmackDown. One of them has to be AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch, because they did this with the Becky Lynch and Nikki Bella feud as well. Becky Lynch beats Maxine, then Nikki Bella comes out to save Maxine, and they set up their match for the PLE, Clash in the Paris. There was a backstage segment between Maxine and Becky Lynch, and it came out of nowhere. I don't think they announced it or anything that Becky Lynch is going to feud with Maxine or anything. So it came out of nowhere and they set it up for the next week, Maxine versus Becky Lynch. I think they are going to do the same thing. Becky Lynch will go after Maxine. She will win, or maybe she will win. AJ Lee will return again to a massive pop. I think that's what they are going for. That's why they have not shown us AJ Lee anywhere. Not on SmackDown, not on Raw after WrestlePalooza. I think this is what we are going to get. AJ Lee makes a return, saves the day, saves Maxine, attacks Becky Lynch, and then we get AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for the IC title at Crown Jewel. And then there are some superstars which are advertised for WrestlePalooza, such as Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed is from Australia, so he has to be on the show. Then CM Punk is advertised, and I just don't know where they are going with this, because we haven't seen CM Punk as well since WrestlePalooza. So maybe he's going to make a surprise appearance, maybe he not wrestle at all. But Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, Bronson and Braun Breaker, those are going to be on the show. I think they are going for their tag match. Maybe they are going for the rematch of the SummerSlam. Maybe then what will Jey Uso do? I don't know. So these are the potential matches, and even after naming all these superstars, there is still LA Knight, there is Randy Orton. There are so many superstars who probably are going to miss this show. So now we will go one by one and see who wins. We can only predict, right? So the first match, I think the first match will be the champion versus champion, the women's world champion, the women's WWE champion, Tiffany Stratton versus Stephanie Velcro. I think they are showing Stephanie as a formidable force. She has been on such a high since she made her debut in WWE. So I think they will try to put her over. But on the other hand, they have been showing Tiffany Stratton as strong as possible. She beat Nia Jax. She beat Jade Cargill, who again WWE is heavily promoting this match. I think the entire card of the show, you cannot predict the winner. I think this has to be one of those PLEs. I think this is the rarest of the PLE where you cannot predict the winner. And if anyone wins, I don't think anyone will have any problem. So I think the momentum Stephanie is carrying, I think Stephanie should win this match. Next up is John Cena versus AJ Styles. Now this is the match I'm most worried about, because this match was not in the plan of WWE. They can claim anything. They can claim anything that this match was always on the plan, that this match was always going to happen. Because if this match was going to happen anyway, then why didn't it take place at Clash of Paris? Why didn't it take place at WrestlePalooza? Why are they waiting till like we have 5 dates left for Cena, and they are giving us a match between two superstars who has had such a big impact on each other's careers, and we are giving them a match with no feud, with no build-up at all. AJ Styles just said one line, and there has been no build-up for this match at all. They were building this match on social media. So I am most worried about this match only, mainly because of the way Triple H has been booking John Cena all throughout the year. What I want is this match to be a good 25-30 minutes match. Just let these two go out, do their thing, and no interruptions, nothing. And if AJ wins, that's good. If Cena wins, better. If anyone wins, that's no problem. There should not be any interference. But since we know Triple knows, I think there are going to be interferences in this match. I think WWE is still not done with John Cena and Brock Lesnar. The way they showed the match was so bizarre. I think Brock Lesnar has to be John Cena's final opponent. Because if not, then that match between John Cena and Brock Lesnar does not even make sense. So what I think is Brock Lesnar is going to come out, is going to attack John Cena, maybe cost him the match. That can be one thing. Maybe they can use this match as a setup for War Games. Like Brock Lesnar comes out with Paul Heyman, then maybe CM Punk or Jey Uso, anyone. I think anyone who comes to save the day. I think that can be the catalyst they can use to build up for the War Games. But then what will AJ Styles do? Because he won't be there in that match. So that's why I don't want any interference. Or even worst, the worst case scenario, if these Americanos interfere in this match, that will be the worst case scenario. Like because AJ Styles came out on the Raw, last Raw, AJ Styles came out, he cut a promo. He said 2 lines about the John Cena match, and they started the match with the Americanos, because he's still in this feud with this Americanos. They cannot even take AJ Styles out of that feud for this particular match. So I think there is a high probability that Ludwig Kaiser and his group are going to interfere in this match. I hope not, but I think that's going to happen. But still, I think if nothing happens, like no outside interference, I think they will try to replicate the Royal Rumble or SummerSlam match. So if they're trying to do that, then good. And in pursuit of that, if John Cena even loses, that's fine. If AJ Styles wins, that's a good thing. He needs a momentum right now. John Cena is going out. If they give us a solid match, then AJ Styles winning, no one will have a problem with it. So I'm hoping John Cena versus AJ Styles, no interferences, a good match, AJ Styles wins. Next up we have Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors. Now this has been the feud of the month, like after WrestlePalooza, or I think before, like few weeks before the WrestlePalooza, they started this feud from the backstage. They started showing small pieces from the backstage, and it culminated into such a huge thing. Like in today's lineup, we can see this feud has been the best. This feud should not end at Crown Jewel only. So I think Kabuki Warriors needs a big push. So I'm hoping Asuka and Kairi Sane to win, but since we know the way Triple H books Rhea Ripley, we saw that with her feud with Judgment Day, he suddenly started feuding with Roxanne and Raquel of Judgment Day, and we thought that this might be a bigger push. This might lead to a bigger push for Raquel. I think they had one match, and Rhea Ripley won that match. The match was good, but then nothing happened after that. So I'm hoping that's not the case here. I think they stretch this feud at least till the year end. Maybe they can, and they should, I guess. So for that to happen, Kabuki Warriors needs this win, because if they win and they show some misunderstanding between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, so that will add a new dynamics to this feud. So I'm hoping Kabuki Warriors to win this match. Next up we have Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. This match has not been advertised, but I think this is going to happen because they need big names for their show. After WrestlePalooza, they need something big to happen. So I think they will have this match on the card. Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee. The winner, many people will think that this is the chance for Becky Lynch to drop the title to AJ Lee, but I think no. I think this feud should be stretched out since AJ Lee's return. WWE has made sure that they show AJ Lee as strong as possible, but as a result of that, they have somehow tainted the star power of Becky Lynch as well. So if they want to show Becky Lynch as strong as she is, then they need to give a win here to Becky Lynch. So I'm hoping Becky Lynch wins at Crown Jewel, retains her championship, and this feud goes on to something big. Now we have to talk about Roman Reigns. Like, what will he do at Crown Jewel? Will he team up with Jey Uso and they will revisit that match they did at SummerSlam, but they won that match, right? Will Roman Reigns will go after Braun Breaker? Maybe, but that's a big match. I think they will want to save that match for WrestleMania or SummerSlam. It's that big of a match. Will they do Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed again? Because Bronson Reed is from Australia. But then what will Jey Uso do? What will Braun Breaker do? What will Jimmy Uso do? Right? So I think there is a confusion regarding that match only, that what will these 4 or 5 superstars will do. But if they choose to go the tag team route, like Roman Reigns, Jey Uso versus the Braun and Bronson, then I think it's very difficult to predict the winner, because they have been showing, because Braun Breaker and Bronson lost at SummerSlam. Bronson Reed lost at Clash in the Paris. If they lose at Crown Jewel as well, they will lose all the credibility. no one will believe in them. So for the vision to look strong, they will have to win against Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. And if Roman Reigns and Jey Uso lose, they have been doing something very interesting with Jey Uso. We don't know as of now where that character is going, where his character is going, whether they are bringing back the bloodline story again. So I think if Jey Uso and Roman Reigns lose here and they show some sort of conflict between Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, that will be good. So I'm hoping a tag match, Roman Reigns Jey Uso versus the Bronson and Braun Breaker, and the Vision wins. Now last match, like this match shouldn't be on the paper. A champion versus champion in today's time doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't even tell a story with that. Last year we saw Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. Match was good, but the build is poor. Like, what was that? But this time we have Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins as champion. So that gives us a history, like, because there is so much history between these two. Since Cody Rhodes came back to the WWE, Seth Rollins was the first one he went after. They had an amazing feud, amazing matches. Then they against each other, with each other, they teamed up to take Roman Reigns down. So they have been doing some great work to build this match. Now if we have to choose a winner, like who wins, I think this has to be the time where Seth Rollins goes over Cody Rhodes, because if Cody Rhodes loses, I think he won't lose any credibility. He will. I think Cody Rhodes' loss will be more beneficial for him more than his win, and for Seth Rollins to because WWE has been showing that Seth Rollins is the one who is thinking about the future of WWE. He's claiming that in 10 and 20 years he will going to be the future of WWE, that he has a vision for WWE, and I don't think the general audience are taking him seriously. For that to happen, for us fans and people in the audience to take Seth Rollins and his vision seriously, I think Seth Rollins will have to win this match. But then again, this match contains the same threat as John Cena and AJ Styles match because of the Survivor Series and War Games match. But that can ultimately harm this match as well, because if Brock Lesnar does not show up, like I don't think he's going to show up. If CM Punk does not show up in the John Cena versus AJ Lee match, if Roman Reigns and Jey Uso are not going after the Braun and Bronson, then what will they do? Like, if they are not going to be involved in their separate program, then they have to be involved in this match only. Right? I don't want that to happen. I want Seth Rollins to beat Cody Rhodes clean. There is a high probability that they are going to set up the War Games match through Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins match, or something even more wild, because Randy Orton has not been advertised for this show. So if they want to pull the trigger, if they want Randy Orton to turn heel on Cody Rhodes, they can do this. They can do this in the Crown Jewel match, where Randy Orton comes out, he attacks Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins takes the win. But then what will they do with that? Like, where will that feud go? Because Cody Rhodes is expected to be involved in War Games. If they are going to take Cody Rhodes out of the War Games, then that might be then they can take this route. But if nothing happens, same as John Cena versus AJ Styles, if no interruptions happen, they go the same route they took the last year. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther match will have interruptions, but it didn't. They both went out, they had their match. Cody Rhodes beat Gunther. And I think they might take the same route here as well. Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, they both face each other, no interruptions, and Seth Rollins take the win. If Cody Rhodes takes the win, I think that will be a bad decision. So my final verdict: Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins beats Cody Rhodes clean and close the show. So these were my predictions for the Crown Jewel. Now WWE can fuck this up as they did with WrestlePalooza, but I think they will not, because ESPN has been vocal about how bad of a show WrestlePalooza turned out to be. So I'm hoping that WWE takes the notes, go back to the drawing room, and hope it turns out better than WrestlePalooza. Bye guys.